On a breakaway, scores!
Big hit at the blue line.
And he got waffle boarded. What a save!
He shoots, he scores.
Drives in, score!
This is the Six Hockey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Six Hockey. My name is Simon Hendricks, joined alongside by Sammy Brzozowski, and today we are bringing you game number 4 of the series between the Toronto Junior Canadiens and the Markham Majors. Their backs are up against the wall, down 2-1 in this series, and for the Canadiens, this game stands a chance for them to move on to the GTHL Finals. Once again, thank you very much for joining us, and Sammy, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. You know, I think that the Junior Canadiens, they have themselves an opportunity here. They have themselves the opportunity to be the first team in the U16 AAA Finals. But the Majors, we know if they play a smart game, if they play a sound game, if they play a high IQ, turnover-friendly game, then they will give the Canadiens a run for their money.
They certainly will, and we saw that play out in Game 1 where it was the Majors taking that first game by a score of 4-1, and they played exactly the way you just described, Sammy. Turnover central. They were aggressive on loose pucks, winning nearly every puck battle and crucial face-off at that. They played a very smart hockey game, but games 2 and 3 went all Canadiens' way. The Canadiens, they won Game 3 by a score of 4-1, and Game 2, 3-1 as well. Last 2 games, they've been able to hold the Majors to 2 goals combined. How much of a factor do you think their defensive play is going to play in this one?
I think it'll play a big part. I think it's not so much their ability to defend off the rush or to get the puck out. It's more about the passing from the defense. And you know what? I do say it's not about getting the puck out, but I mean more in terms of their breakout will be more important than just when they get hemmed in their own zone, because they do have the puck a lot in this series. But I think those first passes, especially to get out of the zone towards the neutral zone, will be really vital to make sure those are tight, because those are the passes that we've seen the Majors capitalize on in this series and all throughout the season.
It certainly is, and you know, this Canadian team, they finished first atop the GTHL U16 AAA rankings this year, and so far these past couple games where they've won, they have proven exactly why. I'm just going to admit it, I picked the Majors to win this series just because I like a good underdog, a little dark horse story. But the Canadiens, they have a chance to prove me wrong today, and I'm sure they're hoping to do so. Without further ado, let's head to our players to watch in a pivotal Game 4. Sammy, who do you have for the Canadiens?
For the Toronto Junior Canadiens, I have Jace Vortman. Now, he's not a guy that we talk about all that often. In fact, we didn't really mention him too much throughout the regular season. We had him listed at the wrong number, in fact, but number 14, Jace Vortman, he has been providing excellent depth scoring for the playoffs. For the Junior Canadiens in the playoffs. He was fantastic in the quarterfinals. I've likened him to a guy like Jordan Eberle. Maybe not the star of your team, but a consistent scoring threat, smart in the offensive zone, and finds himself in good positions. And sometimes, I'd say like once a game, Vortman does something when you're like, geez, that was incredible. And I think he has that in him. Great speed, good job at keeping the puck on his stick.
And for the Majors, we already mentioned this guy once in this series, but we found it was important to mention him just one more time just because of how much of an impact he has on the Majors game overall. Sammy, who's that?
Yeah, I have Ryder Nobes. I think Nobes is a great player. I do think him and Fenwick are the best players, best forwards, I should say, on the Markham Majors team. And I've likened him to Mason McTavish. Now, I want to make the point that it's not current Mason McTavish. It's World Juniors Mason McTavish. Good two-way guy, but also excellent hands. I think Nobes has one of the best hands in this league. Him as well. I'd say more than once a game, he has a couple moves where you're like, wow, the creativity is unbelievable. He's a very strong player, and I expect him to go far in his career, but I know he doesn't care about that right now. He cares about game number 4.
Moving on to the goaltender matchup for the Junior Canadiens. Yet again, Marko Masic. He came in after Zdeno Chara got pulled in that Game 1, and since then he has not come out of the net. He is 2-0 in this playoff series. He's only allowed 2 goals amongst, 2 goals amongst basically 2.5 games of hockey. That's a pretty good stat line. And for the Majors, it'll be number 35, Cohen O'Neill.
Yeah, I think both teams kind of declaring their number one goalie. Masic, he's earned the net. Great. He is a great goaltender, and he has been a great factor in this series. Like I said, it has been the Junior Canadiens dominating most of the series, but Masic, he's made a couple huge saves to keep the Canadiens in the lead and keep them in the driver's seat. Now, Cohen O'Neill, I find that he's just as good as Dylan Sack, or vice versa. Dylan Sack is just as good as Cohen O'Neill. But Cohen O'Neill, I find, is a little bit more calm, just a little bit. But don't let that make you think that he won't make that uber athletic save, because we've seen O'Neill be capable of that. We've seen that in this playoffs and in this series. So keep your eye on him, because the Majors, they're going to need him to have a 10-bell performance if they want a chance to go to Game 5.
Will he deliver? I'm not too sure. Only the game will tell. So without any further ado, let's just head right down to the ice. Game 4 between the Junior Canadiens and Majors is underway. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Six Hockey, and welcome to Herb Carnegie Arena for Game 4 between the Toronto Junior Canadiens and the Markham Majors. The Junior Canadiens have a 2-1 series lead. Do or die backs up against the wall for the Majors in the last game. It was the Canadiens taking that one by a score of 4-1. And for the Majors, it will be number 35, Cohen O'Neill, in between the net. He was the man who got the Game 1 victory for them. And for the Canadiens, it will be number 31, Marko Misic, the young adult, I should say, who gathered the wins in Games 2 and 3 for the Canadiens, looking to do the same in this one. My name is Simon Hendricks. Thank you for joining us today. Joined by my friend Sammy Brzezowski. Sammy, how you doing?
I'm doing really great, Simon. I'm really excited to see how the Majors play with their back up against the wall. I thought they played exceptional in game number 1, one of the most complete games we've seen in the GTHL U16 AAA playoffs, and that was because of two things. It was because of their passing. It was so accurate, and it helped them develop their offense, as well as their ability to collect on turnovers. The Junior Canadiens, they have controlled puck possession in this series just like they've done all season. But the Majors, they found a way to interrupt the passing lanes and create offensive drives off of that. They have to continue to do that in this game if they want a chance to take this to a pivotal Game 5.
That's Jackson Zinke, who is waved out of the faceoff circle for Ryder Murin. He wins it back to Cantanella, who dumps it down low. Canadiens, they were able to hold the Majors to 2 goals in both games 2 and 3 combined, after giving up a 4 spot in game number 1. Cantanella, he gets it back at his blue line. Quinn has to be careful to not go offside. He's able to do so, but Cantanella, he reclaims that for the Canadiens as they start a breakout in their own zone, trying to find a stretch pass, but that leaks out to a Majors defenseman. Nobes breaking through the zone. He's got Samek at the side of the net. Good save. Rebound is there for Cabrari. However, the Majors unable to pot the first one home. Cabrari gets it back at the point. That shot goes wide. Excuse me, that was Lucas Craney who had the rebound opportunity. Majors trying to get some more offensive momentum going after having a decent chance to start the game. That puck unable to be pinched at the blue line as the Canadiens, they go in, but go for partial change. But Mason, he is still defending. That pass off the board leaks out in front. Mason backhand scores. My goodness, a blunder for the Majors to start this game as number 88, Callum Mason, takes the backhand home on Cohen O'Neill, and the Canadiens, they're up 1-0 early in Game 4.
And the Junior Canadiens providing a point about how important the forecheck is. I talked about how the Majors, they need to do the same. But the Junior Canadiens, they put a man in deep, they interrupted a passing lane, and they built their own opportunity. I shouldn't say they, it was Callum Mason who built his own opportunity in the offensive zone when it didn't look like one was possible. That's how you win hockey games. That's how you generate offense.
That one is called for and icing. And while we have this break in the game, we just want to mention we are experiencing some technical difficulties here. Our computers did not love the playback resolution of this game. So we had to force them into doing something they didn't like. We had to force our computers to work a bit overtime. So for the first few minutes, I promise this will only happen for the next 5 to 10 minutes. We might experience some glitches on the screen, but after that we should be rolling.
I think, Simon, they're just moving too fast. The cameras can't keep up.
You know what, Sammy? I think you are exactly right. As Grima, he tries to break in, one hand on the stick, unable to get that shot through. He cycles it down low for Champagne, and that's taken along the side wall. Trying to find the defenseman in front was Quadja. Pass to the slot. Unable to get through. Grima, he's still battling. Majors are able to break it out, though. And that's Long. He's being pressured. Picked up by Schiavo, and he drives to the corner. Finds Dupuis down low. Dupuis trying to find a centering pass to Schiavo. Unable to do so as the Canadiens, they take it around their net. Looking for that long stretch pass, says the camera, and that will be tipped right at the red line. No icing, says the official. As Grima, he goes to forecheck for the Canadiens. Pass out in front, unable to find the stick of a Canadian as they regroup in their own zone. O'Rourke, tipped by Fenwick, shot on. What a block from O'Rourke. My goodness, a fantastic hand-to-eye play from Joseph Fenwick, and an even more incredible recovery there from Cade O'Rourke.
Cade O'Rourke does a good job there at what I like to call the oops, my bad, and getting back on his play. When I was playing, I would always work 150% harder if I was the one who caused the turnover. I thought that was a great example of how the forecheck can work for the majors. But Cade O'Rourke, he made sure that his mistake was not costly, got across, put the body on the line, and that's what you want to see in what could be a series-deciding play.
That shot was sent wide from Fenwick. He was covering Husseus, who's still down. He did jump back up, but he was pinching, and that's Makuka. Now entangled in a puck battle. He has Samick there to help him, but he's trapped alongside the boards with a number of Canadiens players there as well. It will eventually be Ross taking the puck out of that pile. And he starts the train going. That's Grima, rather. He sends it down low. Around the side of the net, the Canadiens trying to find a centering pass. A lot of glitches. Again, apologies, folks. This should only happen for the next few minutes. An elongated puck battle here in the corner. Majors doing a good job to limit these cross-ice centering passes from the Canadiens. An arm is up from the official, and this will be a penalty assessed towards the Markham Majors. That will be number 66, Konstantinos Husseus, going to the penalty box for a cross-checking call. Husseus always a physical force on the ice. That time a little bit too physical for the referee's liking, and the Canadiens, they have an advantage here to go up 2-0 early on the power play.
Yeah, Simon, and with a guy who's so good on the PK, one of their best defensemen, one of the best defensemen in this league, certainly your favorite defenseman in this league, that's a tough draw for the Markham Majors and the Canadiens. They have a chance to put themselves in a really comfortable position, but for the Majors, see this as an opportunity. Kill this penalty, put some momentum on your side, and you'll be right back in this game.
Grima's shot hits the pad of O'Neill, and that's sent aside. Champagne, he goes to recollect it, sends it back to Grima. Grima down low. He finds Quadja. Quadja, quarterback of this power play. The puck is stripped away by Nobes. Nobes, he's taking it the other way. He has an opportunity here. Shot safe from Misic, and he will get knocked off the puck as he sends the nets off its pegs. My goodness, what an opportunity for Ryder Nobes to tie this game up for the Majors, short-handed at that.
Once again, he saw where the pass was going. He jumped ahead, a little bit of a risky play to bias that pass, but he made sure he knew what the reward was. An offensive zone faceoff for the Majors on the penalty kill, no less. That's exceptional work.
Dupuis, he loses that faceoff. Dupuis and Schiavo out there for the Majors as the forward penalty killing group. Cabrari, they play a little bit of keep away in their own zone, but that's batted down in the neutral zone by Grima. Grima entering the zone, sending it around. Puck battle ensues again in that near side corner, and that's picked up by O'Rourke. O'Rourke sends it over to Quadja. Quadja, he sends it down low. Up top, Quadja lets run rip, and that's shot way wide, I should say. Excuse me. But the Canadiens are able to pick that back up. O'Rourke, he's looking for a shot, finds Quadja at the top. He's able to find the winger. Down low for Grima. Quadja sends it to O'Rourke. O'Rourke shot, scores. Cade O'Rourke, a howitzer of a one-time goal. And the Canadiens up 2-0 off the power play goal from number 24, Cade O'Rourke.
And they don't include tertiary assists in the stat sheet, but I think we should notice it there, as it was just such a nice play. Our cameras just can't handle it. Braden Grima, he's one of those guys that you talk about quarterbacks on the power play. You talk about how Cash Kawaja, he was at the blue line, he was facilitating, and kind of a point of reference for this entire power play. For Braden Grima, he moves around so much. Everything goes through him. He kept in the puck a couple times. At one point, he was at the far side boards up high. At another point, he was at the near side boards down low. He threw the body a couple times. And again, apologies for the technical difficulties here, but Braden Grima, he is such an effective player, and not showing on the stat sheet there, but that goal is major in part due to his work.
And we are just going to skip forward to the end of the first period. The technical difficulties and the glitches, they were just a burden on this game. The Majors did end up coming to within one off of a power play goal that leaked out to a forward in front of the net. 2-1 for the Canadiens heading into the second period, and hopefully all of our technical difficulties have gone away, or at least most of them, I should say. It was a tightly contested first period. The Majors did look a lot more crisp with their passing and turnovers after that second power play goal from O'Rourke and the Canadiens, resulting in them only being down by one entering the second. However, there is still a lot of this hockey game left to go.
Yeah, and we've seen the Majors' backs against the wall before. We've seen them come back in a lot of these games. We've seen Cohen O'Neill take over games as well, so certainly not out of it. They're great in transition. They're great at responding as well.
And it will be that line of Caterin. Caterin, he scored 2 goals in that Game 3 victory for the Junior Canadiens. He will be out there with Grima and Muir. A line that has been very, very effective for the Canadiens so far in this one. Nobes, he's out there with Walsh and Quinn to start the second period for the Majors as well. Now when it's picked up by the Canadiens, sending it down low, hand is up. Will it be a penalty on the play? I don't believe so. It is determined that will just be an icing. That was Ryder Nobes there. He may have gotten away with a little tripping there on Anthony Perigine.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Perigine went down a little easy there. Obviously, if you feel the stick hit your legs, it's not easy to stay balanced, but I think that one was pretty cut and dry. I think a simple icing is the right way to go.
That one centered out in front, finds no one. That's Huseas pinching down low. Puck battle along the far side corner. Huseas is there to pick it up for the Majors, and he dumps it for Quinn to chase after. But the Canadiens are able to pick that one up, trying to break it out. Walsh trying to keep that one in. But yet again, that is sent all the way down the length of the ice. No icing, says the official.
Wow.
An interesting call there. That's sent up to Nobes. As the Majors, they look to break in. A good pace to start this second period. Good hit there from Madden Walsh. As that one's sent towards the net and knocked away. Coming up towards the blue line. Physical play to keep that puck in. And Madden Walsh goes to chase after his own dump. Partial change here for the forwards as Makuka, he comes on. Canadiens, they're looking to start a breakout yet again at the red line along the far side wall, but that's picked up by Makuka and Fenwick. He's in the corner for the Majors to pick it up. Samick sends a centering pass from Makuka out in front of the net. Misic makes a sprawling pad stop there to send the puck around the back of the net. That puck is flicked high and deep, and yes, that will be called an icing. A good start for the Majors here in the second.
Not the first time in this series or in this playoff we've seen Misic make the sprawling save. He is so athletic in his crease, and he's just one of those goalies that can rob you from time to time. So frustrating to play against when you have a goalie that's just dialed in like he has been all throughout this playoffs.
Samick was unable to win that draw for the Majors. Majors almost were able to keep that puck in, but forced to regroup in their own zone. That was tipped in by Fenwick. No icing, says the official. Canadiens, they have that puck around their own net. It is the Majors forechecking, though. A much more effective forecheck we've seen so far in the second period rather than the first and even games 2 and 3. It is the Canadiens, though, breaking it out of their own zone past the blue line, dropping it off, sending it across the way, unable to find the stick of Jackson Zinke. But the Canadiens are able to maintain possession. That's Makuka sending it deep. No icing as that did hit the stick of the defenseman. Majors going for a change as that third line with Dupuis and Schiavo comes out. That puck sent all the way down the length of the ice. No icing as Cohen O'Neill chooses to cover the puck with a couple Canadiens pressuring through.
Yeah, probably the right play there. Don't allow a weird turnover. No need to force it. You're not playing NHL. get the face-off. The Majors, they've been pretty good in the face-off dot so far throughout this series, so big-time face-off to get the offense back and going again. Keep the Canadiens panicking. We've seen a couple ices in this period already. That's what the Majors need to keep doing. Make them force those rush passes.
This top line of Grima, Champagne, and Quadja out there. Kate O'Rourke, he sends that one deep down low. That's yet again hits off of Cone O'Neill, and he yet again elects to cover that puck for yet another offensive zone faceoff upcoming for the Canadiens.
And I like what the Canadiens are doing. Throw pucks on net, offensive zone faceoffs. We've seen how lethal they can be when they have sustained offensive zone pressure, and that's the right play there. And it seems like they're really biasing a shot here.
Grima, he lines up. Canadiens in the overload position to start this offensive zone face-off. That's one up to O'Rourke. Unable to keep it in, though. A bobbling puck just hops over the stick of O'Rourke. And the Canadiens, they send it deep down low. Yet again, no icing as Cabrari, he picks it up for the Majors. That puck is stripped. And the Canadiens turn the other way. That's Quadja breaking in. Quadja looking for a shot. Rebound out in front. Does not find the stick of Grima, as the puck was behind the net before anyone could get to it. Majors looking to break out of their zone in a big way. Some tired legs out there for them. Taking around the net are the Canadiens. They have a pass. Quadja likes to cycle it down low by himself. 4 defenders on him. Able to find Vortman's shot. Hits the pad. Rebound. Unable to find anything but legs. O'Rourke sends it over to Ross. There's Carter Cross, and that would be Cooper Ross of the Junior Canadiens. We do see some rough stuff happening in front of the net of O'Neill. Looks like a Canadiens player down. Will there be any calls on the ice? I'm not too sure. I didn't see. It looks like the play is heading towards the major zone, and yes, there will be a penalty assessed to number 14, Vortman of the Canadiens. Jace Vortman heading to the box.
And I'm sure the Majors would love a chance to get themselves back into this game if they could capitalize here. Completely different hockey game. They'd put all the momentum on their side, and the Junior Canadiens would be a little flat-footed, especially to start the second period.
Nobes, he's trying to win that puck battle, able to use the body to keep the puck in. That's sent over to Huseus. Over now to Cabrari. Down low for Quinn. He sends it right back up to Cabrari. Trying to find Nobes out in front. That shot gets deflected. Rebound out in front. Picked up by the Canadiens as they go the other way. That's Katerin maintaining the puck, and he sends it to his defenseman, but that's picked up by Quinn. He tries to get it down low. Finds Huseus streaking in. Huseus finds Samek. Samek streaking it down towards the corner. Huseus is there to help him. Back up to the point, and that's dropped off for Cabrari. Almost a turnover. But Cabrari, starting pass for Nobes, intercepted by the Canadiens. A great defensive play as Huseus, he dumps it in. Majors able to maintain possession so far. Nobes, he gets that one up to the point, but receives it back down low. Nobes holding it, going back to his position. Finds Samek, short side shot, misses the net wide. Rebound out in front. Quinn unable to tap that one home. Nobes, he gets it back up at the point. Slap pass, finds Samek. Yet again, that short side shot not working. Cabrari unable to keep possession there as the second power play unit goes for the first power play unit goes for a change. Cabrari regrouping it in his own zone, drops off for Fenwick. Fenwick finds Dupuis. Dupuis makes a move at the blue line. Taken down, but Fenwick's there to recollect the puck. Streaking in is Joseph Fenwick. Stops, turns, looking for a pass. Majors are there to help him out. Dupuis finds Craney. Craney sends that one down low eventually for Fenwick. Schiavo, he's there to help out. Sending it around the back of the net are the Majors, trying to find any type of centering slot open. Fenwick, he has it. Shot on, that hits a body out in front of Alex Zhu as the shot does not get through. That rhymed. Craney, his shot hits the skate of number 90, Rico Champagne, and we are back to 5-on-5. A good penalty kill for the Canadiens. A lot of possession as Walsh, he taps that one, trying to get Schiavo to streak through. Shot there near side, that goes high and wide. Samek back out there for the Majors. Canadiens unable to get that one through cleanly. That will be picked up by the majors. Vortman back out there, does not go to the bench. Vortman, he is able to send that one up and out of play. Rather, that was Rico Champagne, number 90, as the Canadiens get a much-needed change.
Yeah, and the majors, I think they should have tried to take a little bit more advantage of tired Canadian players there. They went for the jump and chase, didn't pursue the puck enough, because if they just would have carried it over, they would have trapped a gaggle. I'm going to use gaggle. A gaggle
Nice.
of junior Canadians still just exhausted from that PK and would have been able to drive something towards the net. Instead, they elected to go for the dump and chase. Big fall in the
nice
corner
hit.
there. And take advantage, but instead they kind of just allowed the junior Canadians to get it out for a change.
Ryder Nobes, he sends it down low. Majors going to battle for that in the corner. Cabrari, his shot hits a leg of Jackson Zinke. Hussein is trying to center it for Nobes. Does not find anything except Canadian sticks. And they turn the other way, dropping it back off. At the top of the circle, that shot goes wide. Ross, he pinches down, trying to find a centering pass. Out in front, hold, saved by O'Neill. My goodness, what a stop from O'Neill. As the forward, he had some trouble gathering that puck. I'm sure Zinke, who was there, would have loved to have got that shot off quicker. Rather, he had some trouble maintaining it before he shot. Quadja, he's down low. He's been in a few puck battles in this game so far. Majors, chipping it off the boards, trying to get it deep within the Canadian zone, but they do retrieve the puck by themselves. That's Grima off the wall and in. And that's Cross now, the actual Carter Cross. He's hit behind the back of the net. Centering pass there. My goodness, did that go in? It did not. Somehow stays out, but Cantanella keeps the puck in the zone. Cantanella, shot again, hits a skate of Madden Walsh. Up for Grima. Slap shot from the point. Pad save. Puck is still loose, and finally, the puck gets out. I'm not too sure how that puck did not end in the back of the net. My goodness, what a sequence.
Another example of how Cohen O'Neill can keep teams in games, how he can steal games. Like you said, we both thought that one was in, and then after that play, there was 2 more opportunities thrown onto his net, and he made those saves look easy.
Samek, fans on that dump attempt, has to kind of play a little game of cat and mouse with the defender, unable to do so. Katerin, he drops it for Quadja. Quadja looking for a shot. That hits the logo. Rebound still there. It is still loose, and that's Cabrari picking it up. I think everyone on the ice thought O'Neill had it except Cabrari. He flicks that one high to the Canadiens. No call on the play there. The Majors, they reclaim it. That's Fenwick trying to find his defenseman down low, but there are 2 Canadians there. That was Dupuis sending it across the length of the ice. Madden Walsh trying to tip it down low. That's sent to Cabrari. That hits the skate of Walsh and collected by the Canadiens at their own blue line, sending it over for Katerin. Katerin trying to get the puck down low. Sends it for Perigin, who sends it down deep, but that hits a skate of Fenwick. Majors and Canadiens entangled in some neutral zone play there, but that's Makuka sending it onto the net of Misic, who turns that aside easily. Makuka, the only Major in the zone on the puck. He's joined by Walsh and Nobes. But the Canadiens, good job from Grima to free himself of the defenseman forechecker. Grima skating it up by his lonesome, sending that one deep, and O'Neill is just going to put a glove on that, Kevin Pillar-esque, as there will be an offensive zone faceoff.
Giving him the Superman titles, I like that. Cohen O'Neill, he was looking like Superman earlier, just a couple minutes ago. He made that great cross-crease save. He made another one off the stick of Jackson Zinke just before that play as well. So doing a good job at keeping the Majors in it. They owe him some offensive rushes to give him a breather.
They do indeed. Enrico Champagne, he's there to take the draw for the Canadiens. He's been great in the faceoff dot so far, and he continues his hot streak. Sent along the side of the net. That pass from Craney is fanned on, but he is able to find Walsh eventually. Picked up by O'Rourke, sends it across. That will be an icing call, says the official. That pass finding no one. That's being sent down to the junior Canadian zone. That line of Walsh and Nobes staying out there for this offensive zone faceoff. Their most effective unit in the offensive zone.
And the junior Canadiens really biasing the stretch pass. We've seen a couple attempts in this period, and I believe that is their 4th icing of the second frame alone. So they're going to need to connect on those a little bit better. For a team like the Majors who can really get stuff going off the face-off, they have to be a little bit more careful.
Well, that was O'Rourke redlining in yet again off of O'Neill. I believe, like you said, Sammy, not only the icings, but that was also, I believe, the 3rd or 4th time they've sent it in onto the net of O'Neill. We talk about this Canadiens group, a lot of their offense coming from sustained offensive pressure rather than rush chances that you see in the GTHL. A strategy employed here to just get an offensive zone face-off to win and sustain some offensive zone time. And that's O'Rourke. Yet again, red line and in. O'Neill back out to play it. He's got to get back in his own net. Craney, he has it around his own net. Walsh, he picks that up. Centers it for Nobes. Nobes trying to find Quinn along the far side. Unable to do so is Craney. He's being forechecked. Nice hit from Grima. Knocks the puck loose. Centering pass for Caterin. Shot. Hits a shin pad. Out in front of the net beside O'Neill. He's turned around and keeps that puck out. A great chance off of the shot of Caterin, leading to a juicy rebound, but O'Neill is there to stop that puck.
And Caterin, he has been really effective on offense all throughout this series. He's just found himself in position where he can score. He's been playing such a smart, high IQ, high octane level of offense in the offensive zone. And you saw it right there. He jumped on a loose puck, fired it, and continue to watch him just subtly moving to the right spots, leaves himself open, and that's why he generates his own opportunities.
That shot yet again was sent onto the net of O'Neill. Some extracurricular activities, nothing that would warrant a penalty call like we saw with number 14 Vortman earlier in the period. Just over halfway through the second period, Junior Canadiens still up by 1, looking to reinforce their lead. They win that faceoff. Long, he sends it to the boards, picked up by Champagne. Champagne still in the corner. Quadja is there to help him. An elongated puck battle along this near side corner. Champagne, he's still battling. My goodness. Refs might think about blowing that one, but that puck does get loose. Centering pass opportunity finds no one. And that's kept in by the Canadiens. Sent down low. Champagne, he's there to pick it up yet again. Sends it up for Long. However, that pass is intercepted. A good interception there by number 11, Wang, the U15 call-up who has joined the Majors for this series. That's Quadja entering the zone. Finds Champagne. Champagne looking for a shot. That hits the skate of number 10, Brian Zhang. And he flicks it out of the zone. Don't believe that will be enough for an icing call, and it won't be. But the Canadiens, they still maintain possession. Red line and in yet again. Off the stick of O'Neill, and Zhang, he picks it up. Off the boards, Canadiens able to hold that one at the blue line. Sending it down low. And that's Zinke going to chase after it. Zinke trying to find a centering pass there. A shot from Lucas Wang was fanned on. Sent down low behind the net of O'Neill. Centering pass opportunity yet again. Unable to find anything going. Canadiens, they're able to pinch that at the boards, but that's taken by Quinn. Quinn trying to force it out of the zone. Majors able to do so, but the Canadiens yet again red line and in. I feel like a broken record a little bit here. And that's Zhang picking the puck up.
And the Canadiens are doing a great job at stifling that blue line, not allowing the pucks to enter their half, and just putting on a good forecheck. I mean, at a certain point, you're going to force the Majors to a big turnover if you keep just not allowing passes to go through and keep restricting your own zone.
Walsh, he's able to pick that one up at the blue line. Stop from Misic. Rebound opportunity. Trying to find a cross-ice feed for Quinn. Doesn't find his stick. Yet another red line and in for the Canadiens. That was Caterin that time. Leading the break. Shot there. Caterin rebound. That misses the net. What an opportunity for Alessandro Caterin. My goodness, a great opportunity. Perigine, he tries to get the puck loose. And there's O'Rourke being a part of the offense as a defenseman. Short side shot off the side of the net and out. Quadja, he gets that puck and sends it down low, covering for number 24, O'Rourke, his defenseman, and O'Neill is there to cover that puck. Sorry to cut you off. I was just going to say, what an opportunity for Catter, not only leading that charge, but also a fantastic rebound opportunity that just missed the net.
And O'Rourke starting that play as well. I mean, using that speed to drive himself wide. I like that he's getting aggressive with the offense. You saw short side, there wasn't much opportunity to move the puck. He didn't have too much room on the short side up high, but he still tried to pop it anyway. And that's what you got to do in the playoffs. When you take shots, good things will happen. Could have got a rebound, could have popped it. O'Rourke showing a lot of high IQ strategies in this series, and we saw it on full display there.
Canadiens yet again picking that puck up in their own zone, but that's picked off by Walsh. Defensive, physical play there to hold him to the boards. Yet another elongated puck battle. Canadiens using their strategy of just holding the Majors to the boards in whichever zone they're in. They know they're going to win those puck battles, and that will be a penalty on the high stick. You did see a stick get up into the cage of the offensive winger there, and that indeed will be a high stick. That is number 17, Ronan Quinn, heading to the box for the Majors. And the Canadiens with an opportunity here late in the second to go up by 2 heading into the third.
And that's always a tough penalty to take, high stick, because, you know, you're hitting a cage, right? You obviously don't want to hurt anyone, but to try to go up and lift the stick missing, it's not the greatest moment for the Majors.
O'Rourke, he's able to get that pass off the face-off win. Grima holding it, finding Quadja on the side. O'Rourke, Quadja on the side. Up top, Quadja rips one, scores! Cash Quadja cashes that one-timer in. The second power play goal for the Canadiens in this game, and they're up 3-1.
And Quadja's got a heck of a shot, and we saw it on full display right there. They often were pushing it towards him at the point on the last power play. We saw him in more of the Alexander Ovechkin offense near the sideboards on that one. You got to wonder if that was a mid-game adjustment or just different utilization of players based on who was on that line. But he was wide open, and he's one of those guys you can't leave wide open, because when he connects with the puck, it's like a shot from a cannon.
He certainly did cannon that one home. Canadiens are up 3-1 with just seconds remaining here in the second period. Husseis, he picks that one up. He's skating through, makes a move, backhand, forehand. Husseis, what an answer for the Majors. Konstantinos Husseis taking it at the red line, skating through Alexa Carriot in himself. And just seconds after the Canadiens go up 3-1, the Majors, they pull within one with only, like I said, only seconds left here in the second.
And Kostas Husseis, beautiful play there and beautiful answer to cut in and catch the junior Canadiens sleeping a little bit. I don't think they expected that level of response after scoring that goal. After what was such a back and forth second period, I feel like both teams deserved a goal at one point, and now both teams have one.
And that is the Canadiens holding it behind their net. Only 10 seconds or so left in the second. That shot tipped down front. Where's the puck? It's behind the net. Centering past there for Fenwick. That hits a skate in front. I think that hit off the skate of Makuka. My goodness, what an opportunity to tie it here. And that will do it for the second period. Wow. The Majors go almost, 14 and a half minutes without any real scoring threats. And then the last 30 seconds of period number 2 scoring and almost scoring if it wasn't for the skate of Makuka in the way. Quickly jumping here to the third period. What a game this has been.
Yeah, and how special would that have been for the Majors to tie it up going into the third, but now standing just 15 minutes away from their season being over. You can imagine they're really going to try to push on offense, and sometimes when teams do that, other teams will realize and capitalize on their mistakes.
There was a 3-on-2 forming there, however, referees calling that one offside. That was Vortman carrying the puck in. I believe that was number 96, Braden Grima. Jumping the gun just a bit too much. We know how fast he can be. And like we said, Sammy, 15 minutes standing between the Canadiens and a finals berth.
That's right, and I think the Canadiens, they might employ a similar strategy to what we saw in the second period. They were really relying on the long stretch passes, the dump and chase. They were almost parking the bus after making it 2-1. and then they waited for the Majors to make a mistake. They did on the Ronan Quinn high stick, and then they capitalized there. So I'd expect to see a similar level of play here from JRC.
That's Cabrari sending it for Makuka. He's unable to get that one deep as that's sent in behind the net of O'Neill. Going to chase it are the Canadiens. They are entangled behind the net of the Majors. However, that puck gets free for Cross. Cross trying to find a pass. He flicks one up to Makuka. That bobbling puck finds the Canadian stick. Quadja, he passes it for Caterin, and he sends it down low. Makuka there along the side wall trying to maintain it. Yet again, a fresh sheet of ice. This puck is bouncy just a little bit. And yet again, the referees will call that one offside. A late hit there. Referees, we do notice how they are often late on some of those offside calls. Perhaps just a case of, they were still playing before the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, that's always frustrating as the guy entering the zone. I always found it annoying. When you're about halfway through the zone, you're looking at your options, surveying what opportunities you have, and then to get it blown dead is just so irritating.
Oh, that is a fucking... No,
it's coincidentals.
Oh, was it? Someone to just watch out for. You saw number 14, Vortman. He's had a few chances in this game. He's had a great game for a little bit. Not, I guess, a name we don't mention as much, but Vortman, he's had a great game so far. Majors trying to get that puck, and that was Schiavo tipping a bouncing puck. Out in front for Quinn! My goodness, where is the puck? Misa just lays down a fire drill out in front. What a chance for the Majors and Ronan Quinn. My goodness, a quick pan there to check out Cohen O'Neill, how he's faring on his side. My goodness. I believe that puck was just out of the reach of number 17, Ronan Quinn. Was not able to get a great shot off either way. Marko Misic just lying down on the puck. I don't think anyone on the ice knew where that puck was.
And that's what you got to do in that situation. If you know it's somewhere, lie on it, cover it, don't worry about it. Just make sure that whistle blows.
Makuka, he has the puck. And I believe the net is knocked off of its pegs yet again. My word, Sammy.
Of course it is.
My word.
These nets, is something about it. They come off so easily. And sometimes you want them to. Sometimes the safest thing is for the net to come off because you don't want a face full of post. But this has been excessive throughout this playoffs.
Yeah, and the other series, too, between the Marlboros and the Kings certainly playing a factor there as Vortman, he charges through the zone, taking it down wide. Trying to find a centering pass for Grima. That puck bounces off of his stick and down low. Quinn, he's trying to pinch at the blue line. Hits off his skate. Vortman trying to keep it in, but Quinn. That pass is intercepted by Vortman. A 2-on-1 forming here. Great defensive play from the Majors to thwart that 2-on-1 attempt. That's Nobes and Quinn entering the zone. Nobes trying to make a move. Backhand. Finding a shot. That one just goes wide as the Canadiens, they shoot it down. Great hold there by Cabrari, but Grima, he's there at the puck, just gets it out of the zone. But the Majors do remain the puck carriers. That's a weird way to say it. They maintain possession is a better way, too. Shot there from Schiavo, trying to catch Misic off guard. That almost works for him. My goodness, there was 4 Canadiens in the zone. Schiavo just electing to shoot the puck quickly, almost catching Misic off of his... I guess off guard is the best way to say it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I've been saying you have to do. You're not going to get the golden opportunity every time. Sometimes you have to create your own silver or bronze opportunities, if you will. Try to catch the goalie off guard. Shoot instead of forcing that extra pass because in reality, a lot of these playoff goals have been rebounds, lucky bounces, odd man rush opportunities where they elect to shoot, thinking a little bit too much. So if the Majors can keep doing that, they can give themselves a chance to tie this game.
A break here forming for the Canadiens. That's Muir streaking in. He is knocked off the puck by number 91, Carter Cross. Yet another puck battle down low. That puck is knocked along the near side wall as Schiavo goes to chase. Cross, he sends it around the boards for Huseas. Huseas, the man who scored that second goal, goes up and out of play, I believe, is what happened. The cameras did not pick it up. And it looks like there will be a face-off just outside of the zone of the Canadiens. I'm not too sure what happened. I want to say it went out of play as there was a whistle just as that just as that pass got off.
I believe that puck went out of play just above the Canadiens' bench, hence the placement of the face-off. But of course, if it was cleaner, you would see a face-off in their zone. So I think just a weird little pass that went up and out, just like you said. The Canadiens doing a good job at turning forecheck into time killers. We've already wasted nearly 4 minutes in this period, and the Majors, they haven't been able to drum up a lot of offense.
They certainly haven't. As Ross, he tries to send that one for Champagne. His tip does not go through. Fenwick trying to clear the puck out of his own zone. He finds Makuka, who's trying to streak in. That puck is stripped off of his stick, but he reclaims it and gives it back to Cabrari. Majors, yet again, trying to get the stretch pass enabled for them. That was tipped in, so no icing as the Canadiens, they're looking to break out of their zone. Some give and go, a little tennis match over the past couple minutes as that puck is sent in by Huseus. That puck will be covered up by Misic, electing to just cover that one amongst the couple streaking Majors.
Yeah, and it was the refs coming in really fast to interrupt those extracurriculars. You don't want to see the physicality ramp up because they don't want to give out any penalties. They don't want to be a determining factor in this game. But keep your eyes out for the physicality to turn up a little bit. As teams get frustrated, they tend to lash out. You know, you miss your opportunity. It is upsetting, and sometimes you do take it out on the other team.
In a crucial Game 4, tensions and emotions must be high amongst both teams. That puck is won to the defenseman of the Majors. That shot's blocked and turned to the corner. Canadiens able to break out, a 3-on-2 forming here for them. Vorman, he finds Grima. Grima driving alongside, trying to find the centering pass. That shot goes wide. Vorman, he dumps it down low for Grima. Grima cycling it by his lonesome. Pressured there by Cross, and his pass is intercepted by Nobes. Nobes, he drops the pass off to his defenseman who tries to find him back, but Grima, he takes that one. Takes it in himself. Shot, finds the logo of O'Neill. That puck was loose for a second. Caterin was trying to bang home the rebound. Good job from O'Neill just to swallow that one up.
And you see a couple of Majors trailing Caterin after that when he went for the rebound, but at a certain point, the Majors, that one's on you. You allowed Caterin to work his way into the crease to get a chance to get that rebound. They got to do a better job at limiting the second chance, chances for the junior Canadiens, because you know your goaltender is strong. You know he can make that first save, but it's not really up to him to make those second, third. You got to get that puck away from him.
A whistle is blown here. A Canadian and Majors player are both down along that far side wall. I'm not too sure if there will be any coincidental minors doled out. I don't believe there will be. An interesting whistle there. It didn't seem like it was offside or anything like that, but you do see number 9, Colin Cabrari, skating off for the Majors. Majors are able to win that face-off in their own zone. Odell Beckham Jr.-esque grab, but Muir was unable to maintain that one cleanly. Sent in deep. That's Scoop Craney trying to find Wang on the corner. That's taken by the Canadian. Zinke trying to break through, but the referees are going to call that one offside. The pace of this game has really, really slowed down. The Canadians, they do seem like they are just parking the bus, not allowing the Majors to get anything going on their side of the ice, and they are very comfortable with just maintaining possession, dumping it down low, holding the Majors to the walls, and not letting them really get any type of momentum. The pace is really, really slowed down here in this third period.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the junior Canadians, you love that. You want the least exciting game possible. You want it to be boring. You want it to be a tedious third period effort. But if you're the Majors, you got to turn it on now, because if you're an outsider watching this game, you might say, this has been a boring third period so far.
Mason, he gathers the puck at the circle. Shot, scores! Callum Mason snipes it top shelf on Cohen O'Neill. My goodness, what a shot from number 88, Callum Mason. His second goal of the game puts the Canadiens up 4-2 with just over 9 minutes left to go here in the third period. We do see a Canadiens player down on the ice. That's number 24, Cade O'Rourke, taking a spill. I'm not too sure what happened there.
Wonder if there will be a call, and it looks like there will be a penalty assessed towards both teams. Some coincidental minors. That's number 90, Rico Champagne, and number 9, Colton Cabrari, going off for their two teams. It will remain 5-on-5. Some coincidental minors for roughing is most likely going to be the call. Either way, what a play from Callum Mason, his second of the game, 4-2 Canadiens.
Yeah, and you see what I was talking about there. The frustrations coming out a little bit. The Majors not happy that they are now down 2 goals in what could be the final period of their season. But what a beautiful goal that was for Mason to drive it wide and score. Mason has been electric this game. You know, we haven't mentioned his name as much as guys like Grima or Kwadra. He doesn't get the same amount of minutes. But a great job to open up this game, to give the Canadiens that much-needed insurance goal. And now the Canadiens can truly just park the bus. They don't have to think about, a weird bounce really affecting the game because they do have that safety net.
Yeah, just over 9 minutes left to go, and that will be an icing call assessed towards the Canadiens for an offensive zone faceoff for the Majors. Going back to what happened after the play, 2 coincidental minors resulting in still 5-on-5 hockey here. Nobes, he is there to take that faceoff. It seems like every single time there's an offensive zone faceoff for the Majors, it is that Nobes line out there, and he's able to win that one back for Huseas. Huseas trying to find a centering shot for Nobes. His shot doesn't go through. Cross from the point. That's a blocker save from Misic. It's still out in front and dumped the length of the ice. Will this one have enough for an icing? The referees deem it so as that crosses the goal line. And we will have another offensive zone faceoff upcoming for the Majors.
And I expect to see a lot of this from the junior Canadiens, just utilizing the long stretch when they're in trouble, just icing it. Because, again, in the GTHL, you can change after an ice, so it's not a big deal. You're not, going to be way too tired on the rush. So good job from the Canadiens. And like I said, I think the boring game, the boring plays, the safe plays would be their smartest course of action.
Majors trying to work that one through the near side corner, cycling it down low. Are they? Some incredible analysis from us here in the booth. That shot is sent off the blocker of Misic. Huseas, he keeps it. Tries to find Cross. He's able to get that one down low after a bobbling puck almost escapes him. Huseas pinches down. Nobes goes up to cover. Canadiens able to get possession in this near side corner. Yet another puck battle. Oh my goodness, what a hit there. A clean hit, no call on the play. And that was Madden Walsh taking a chunk out of Jackson Zinke on the play. And it will result in yet another offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, and the Majors need to be careful. Obviously, the physicality is such a big part of their game. They use their aggression on the forecheck very, very well, but they can't afford another penalty here. They can't afford to be down 1 because they need to get scoring soon, because the junior Canadiens, we know, when they get comfortable, that is when they are at their best.
Yet another puck that goes high, and this one is going to go out of play. I believe that may have hit off a stanchion.
Producer Anthony loves a stanchion call.
Oh, who doesn't love a stanchion call? Dupuis, he wins that puck back for Craney. Craney, he flicks one on, saved by Misic. Dupuis trying to find a centering pass. That's taken by the Canadiens. And yet again, another whistle.
Does the puck have helium in it? It's gone out of play 1,000 times. There's been a billion whistles. I'm over this, Simon. I'm going to be honest. This has been a dragging third period despite all the action. But the junior Canadiens, I bet they are loving it right now. They can keep to their quick shifts. They can keep to running all of their lines and just doing a great job, even though it's frustrating the guys who want to see,
some
back
goals
and forth
and,
goals.
Exactly.
And, the pinnacle of what the GTHL is all about. But very smart playing here from the junior Canadiens. Can't blame them.
That was not able to be kept in by Vortman and the Canadiens. And you know what? I saw it. I saw the referees going to it. I believe that last whistle because the net got knocked off.
There is no chance that whistle.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think the net was also off. Vortman was offside by about 4.5 feet.
No, so I was talking about the one before.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
the offensive zone one. But yeah, these nets have a mind. These nets, pucks, and really everything has a mind of its own here. As Samek, he goes to break this one out of his own, trying to find a cross-ice feed for Walsh. No offside, says the official. Huseas trying to break in. Shot there! That goes wide. Good keep there from Huseas, and he just sends one on net. Misic, he covers that one up. Man, what a great chance for Ryder Nobes in the corner there. I believe that was number 17, Mason Quinn. Either way, a great chance for the Majors turned aside.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see Ryder Nobes, Ronan Quinn, Joseph Fenwick on a bunch in this last period, in this last stretch, because those are the catalysts of their offense. So I expect to see those two out for quite some time as they truly rely on them for their offense.
Huseas was taking his sweet time getting off the ice, and now we will resume play whenever the Majors want to. Oh, he's coming back on. And they're switching sides. Huseas there in the overload position, maybe trying to get a quick shot off the faceoff. They won't be able to do so as it is the Canadiens winning that one back. Looking to start a breakout cross-ice feed. Finds Cantanella. Cantanella, he's able to get that one up to his forward. That's Quadja streaking in. He loses the puck. But Champagne, he sends it down low. Not too sure if that was Champagne or not. The Jersey Tucks make it tough. Oh,
Whoa.
Good play from Quadja to keep that puck in. Good shot there, and that just goes high. Cantanella, he has it at the point, sends it across the ice. Down low. Canadiens, yet again, just electing to... Oh my gosh, shot there in the slot, and that hits off a glove. Samek, he tries to send it out and is able to do so. Samek chasing the puck in the Canadian zone. Arm is up from the officials. Looks like there will be a penalty on the play, but who is it going towards? I believe this will be heading towards the Majors, as we do see a Canadiens player is down in his own zone. I believe that's Perigine taking a moment to recollect himself. Referees discussing amongst themselves. Going towards the timekeepers. No one for the Majors heading to the box just yet. Not too sure why a whistle was blown. Perhaps an icing call, however that did seem to be tipped a fair bit. Some more conversation. Sammy, can you give us an insight to what might be taking place here?
I mean, the puck was just sent down into the Majors zone, so could easily be a power play coming for the Junior Canadiens. I think they have some time to discuss. We do see Grima and Kawaja discussing with the referees there. Big height difference on the referees, my goodness.
Yeah.
So they're likely discussing what's going on. Grima clearly upset about that play, as we hope all but the best for the downed player. And while we have this time to take a break, if the Majors do get a penalty here, that was exactly what I'm talking about. You can't have that happen in this moment. You need to have your full team out at all times. They need a goal here as the player gets up on his own efforts. And we do see 4 Majors. I don't see a Major in the box. We'll take a look at what the timekeeper puts on the penalty. Again, it doesn't look like a 2, I'll tell you that. That looks like a 4.
I was just going to say, that does look like a 4, and I believe that was number 83, Jack Samek, who was streaking in. That probably was a hit from behind.
Oh, there he is in the box. He's just hiding behind the little pole there, probably ashamed of his actions, as this is a long penalty with 6:09 left to go. 4 of those minutes being spent on the PK. That's not what you need here.
No, not at all. That will be Jack Samek in the box. I believe that was number 9, Anthony Perigine, who he'd hit from behind, trying to chase after that puck. Hope he is okay. The Canadiens, they're streaking in here, trying to find a 3-goal lead. Grima, he cycles that one down for his forwards to chase. That's Mason going to chase after it, but picked up by Quadja at the point. Sends it over. Quadja almost getting that pass, except it was about 20 feet too high, and this puck, like you said, might be made of helium. Excuse me, that is not Jack Samek in the box. Jack Samek is out there. We're just all over the place. I'm not too sure who that would have been. I thought I saw an 8, so maybe it was number 88, Antonio Schiavo, going in the box. Either way, 4-minute penalty still.
Again, all that matters is there is a Major in the box. It's about the logo on the front, not the name on the back. In that case, you don't want to be that guy who has the name on the back in the box, because, again, what a detrimental time to take that one. We were talking about how they had to stay disciplined. Now the Junior Canadiens, they can push.
O'Rourke, he maintains possession at the top, skating down low, finding Grima. Grima skating it. Finds O'Rourke down low. Shot from in tight. Sent away by O'Neill. Puck finds the stick of Quadja up top. Quadja skating in, finding Champagne. Back up to Quadja. Switching sides, O'Rourke. He gets it. Back to Quadja. Quadja skating at the blue line. Move there. Trying to shake Samick off of him. Sending it way across. Bobbling puck. Finds the Majors stick. And Nobes takes it the other way. Nobes skating along the far side. Short-handed opportunity perhaps for the Majors, but that gets broken up. A hit there from Champagne knocks the Majors off of the puck as they go the other way. No offside, says the official. Quadja, he's there. Skating it down low. Trying to find Long in front. Fire drill in front. Where's the puck? I can't see what's happening, and there is a goal. My goodness. Talk about a fire drill. I love using that phrase, fire drill. And it is 5-2 Canadiens. I believe that was number 90, Rico Champagne, eventually hammering that one home as he is first in the handshake lines. And the Canadiens, they go up 5-2. I'm sure if you're the Majors, you're not too happy. Maybe you're arguing some interference there. Either way, the goal is upheld. 5-2 Canadiens.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a gritty goal from the junior Canadiens, one that they love in that situation. They have the man advantage, so why not? You're up 2. There's no risk into sending an extra man in down low to make sure that puck got into the back of the net. Can't blame O'Neill there. He had a million sticks crossing his crease, and the Canadiens, great job to send this one home, and looking to be in a very, very good spot, just 4 minutes away from the GTHL U16 AAA final.
4.5 minutes left in this game, and worth noting, that goal came with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the 4-minute double minor, meaning after that goal, because it was not less than 2 minutes, there is still a 2-minute power play here for the Canadiens as they turn this puck in the neutral zone. No offside, says the official. Looks like the Canadiens even thought it was offside. Took the foot off the gas for a moment. That's taken by Grima down low. They're able to get set up. A little bit of an awkward setup. Either way, they still maintain possession. That's O'Rourke at the top, finding Grima. Grima and him switch spots. He goes down. Excuse me, that was Vortman who was shooting that one. Up to O'Rourke. O'Rourke sending it to Quadja. Seeing a much more conservative power play here. Quadja still maintaining possession. Majors, yet again, playing to that conservativeness, if that's even a word. Shrieking in are the Canadiens. Caterin trying to find someone in front, and that goes off his stick and into the corner. Majors are able to get that one out of the zone, but that's Perigine. He's back out there. Good to see. Vortman, he dumps it down low as the Canadiens go for a change. Majors, they take the puck. That puck is knocked off the stick of Quinn as the Majors are forced to turn back, sending it deep, trying to find a stretch pass into the center of the ice. But the Canadiens are able to maintain possession. Yet again, Sammy, this game is grinded to a halt, and if you're the Canadiens, that's exactly what you love to see.
Yeah, we saw it on the power play there. I mean, they were just kind of trying to keep puck possession. Even when Caterin had his chance in the slot, he knew the shooting lane was open there. He elected to try to go for the perfect pass because worst case, you score. Worst case, you get the puck back. Best case, you score. And so they're comfortable taking the foot off the gas, playing a sound, safe game, and they did exactly what we were talking about. They made the right plays. They made the safe plays. They dumped it out. They made sure they weren't in any risk. And then once they got the power play, that's when they turned on the Jets. We saw it twice in this game already, to go up 4-2 and to go up 5-2. And with just minutes remaining in this game, the junior Canadiens have executed their game plan perfectly.
And that will be the Majors electing to take a timeout. Just seconds left on that power play, on that penalty kill for them.
And this is an important speech from coach here. You got to be saying, if you're the Majors coach, like, this team is never going to be this team again. You know, a lot of guys move up to the OHL. Some guys stay for the U18 division. Some stop playing hockey altogether after this year. This is such a pivotal year in many of these youth hockey careers. So you got to be thinking, if this is the Majors, they're going to turn it on all right now. They know this could be their last few moments playing together as a lineup, as looky, 6 men on here.
Yeah, so it looks like that penalty did expire. The net is pulled. O'Neill is on the bench. Fenwick, he tries to win that back. Oh my goodness, is Cry able to keep it in? He is indeed, and he sends it down low. Working it in the corners are the Majors. Canadians are there to help, thwart that opportunity, and that sent all the way around. Huseas was not able to keep that one in. Icing is the call, though. Almost exactly 2 minutes left to go here in the third. 3 goals down, 2 minutes to go. Chances aren't looking great for the Majors, but that's why we play the game.
You never know. A quick goal here, and we're in a completely different situation.
Dupuis lines up to take that draw. Face-off, Deke. Never works in Chell, but works for him. Musea slap shot. Breaks a stick of Vortman. As the Canadians are able to get it out of the zone. A great effort play to clear that puck. Huseas, he's on his horse to get back. Plays it to his winger. As the Majors, less than 2 minutes to play here now. Some entanglement from Cabrari and Huseas. And Cabrari, he's able to send that one down low. Dupuis goes to chase after it. Will someone get there for the Majors? Yes, they will. What a hold from Huseas. Majors, they're not set up just yet, but Madden Walsh, he's around the back of the net, finds Cabrari up top. That shot hits off a leg and goes high and out of the zone. Huseas yet again forced to retrieve the puck back in his own end. Up top at the red line, but that puck is unable to be maintained. Looks like a penalty. A slashing call is upcoming towards, I'm not too sure what team. It looks like the Canadiens will be assessed. That's Braden Grima heading towards the box. A 6-on-4 opportunity here for the Majors. Now this obviously gives them an advantage, but now the Canadiens with the net pulled maybe have an incentive to shoot one on net.
I was just about to say, now it's kind of a blessing in disguise. You know, obviously you're 2-man down because they have 6 on, but you can just fire it down the length of the ice now.
Cabrari, centering pass. Nobes tries to go up top. That misses wide. What a chance for Ryder Nobes. That puck just gets out, says the official. A brutal play from not even a brutal play on the player, just an unfortunate turn of events for no one able to keep that puck in. Less than a minute to go now. Perigine, he's there. Majors are forechecking. They need a miracle now. Cabrari, he has it up top. Craney. His shot does not go through. Sent towards the corner. Shot down. Hits the body of Cabrari, but he's not able to keep that one in. Time winding down here on the Major season. Nobe sends that one in. Shot the length of the ice. Will it go in? It will not, but no whistle on the play due to the penalty. 20 seconds left to go. Majors streaking in yet again. Finding the net of Misic, he turns that one aside and covers that puck up. You know, I just want to take a moment to say this. The game might be over.
That's a safe assumption, yeah.
And you know what? This Majors team, they put up an incredible fight this series. Maybe the scoreboards don't reflect that as much as the games really do. But they were just such a fun team to watch all year. They have such incredible talent all throughout their team. And, I'm proud of the way they played in this series.
And don't forget, they did beat the Flyers. They were the underdog in that series, and they put up a strong fight against this JRC team.
And that will wind the clock down. Canadians taking this game, and we'll talk about this one in the booth.
The Toronto Junior Canadiens are moving on to the GTHL final, where they will play the winner of the Vaughan Kings versus Marlborough series. That series is coming down to the wire. Go check that series out if you haven't. But for now, let's talk about the end of this series. The Canadiens winning game number 4 by a score of 5-2 and moving on. The Majors, my team that I picked, they're going home. But they should hold their heads up high on this one. They played a great series. They gave it their all.
They certainly did. I mean, I think it comes down to it. The Toronto Junior Canadiens, they're just simply one of the best teams in this league. They have shown time and time again that they are the highest level of compete in the GTHL, the U16 GTHL. And I do think that it was simply the Junior Canadiens were just a better team. You know, it's nothing against how the Majors played. I thought they played very well. In fact, in this game, I thought they had no shortage of chances. Mm-hmm. You know, Masic played very well. The Toronto Junior Canadiens defense played pretty well. And it was the Majors capitalizing on a couple chances off the turnovers where if they would have found the back of the net, we'd be talking about a completely different story here. You know, right off from the start of the game. They allowed an early goal, but then they go on the penalty kill, which that would have been tough. The first face-off on that penalty kill, they get a breakaway and almost score. They were this close. And, I mean, it really came down to the goaltending of the Junior Canadiens and the fact that the Junior Canadiens just had a little bit of a deeper team, but the majors, they have a lot of guys who will go very far.
They certainly will. And we'll talk about this game in the series a bit more in depth. But before we do that, let's head to our 3 stars of the game and really kind of the series as well. But game number 4, the Toronto Junior Canadiens did take this one, obviously, and we leaned into the Canadiens winning this series a little bit with the 3 stars.
Yeah, we did. I mean, they're going to the finals, so let's pop the champagne. Rico is my 3rd star. He scored a nice goal in this game, and he has been a offensive firecracker all throughout this season. He's usually on that second power play, and he's providing some top 6 minutes that the Junior Canadiens could not do without. He's a great facilitator. He's not too big. You know, Rico Champagne's a pretty small player for this league, but he finds a way to compete with his speed, his ability to forecheck, and he takes the puck away from a lot of guys in the offensive zone. I think he's a very strong player and a very creative player, and we saw it tonight.
Yeah, and we talk about this Canadiens team. They like to jumble up the lines a little bit. Quadra and Champagne is the one pairing that the coach does not want to break up. They are out there together basically the entire time when the game is 5-on-5. So clearly some chemistry there. And Rico Champagne, what a great game for him.
Yeah, and I mean, it's worth noting, we saw a couple games at the start of the season where Champagne was actually on the 3rd line. And I think they were just so impressed with the way he was playing. They were like, let's give him the top minutes. Let's stack these lines. And with Kawaja and Champagne on the same line, the creativity is unbelievable. Like, they're just so smart, and they do all these highlight reel plays that sometimes get unnoticed because if they don't score, you don't really look back at them, but their hands are unbelievable. The way they use their speed is unbelievable. Let's stop talking about them for a moment and head over to my 2nd star, the Round Rock, Texas native, Cade O'Rourke, truly solidifying himself as a top 3 defenseman in this league. I truly think that there's a case to be made in the finals of a Skro versus O'Rourke matchup. They're both incredible defensemen, but they both get involved in the offense. You know, Cade O'Rourke, in the start of the season, he wasn't as involved in the offense as he is now. He really has taken his game to another level. He's elevated it, and he has been a consistent threat, especially on the power play.
Yeah, and he got that wicked power play goal. He got the pass from Quadra and just ripped it past Cohen O'Neill to open the scoring in this game. To your point, Sammy, that's something we didn't really see from him earlier in the season. Some definite improvement there.
Yeah, and that was to give the Canadiens a 2-goal lead because that first goal of the game...
Oh, my apologies.
No worries, because that first goal of the game, it came and went very, very quickly, so quickly that the Majors defense almost missed it. Callum Mason, what a game! In a pivotal game number 4, a game in which you can take your team to the finals, Callum Mason, who started this season on the reps, scores a great goal. We talked about how important forecheck is in this series, mostly for the majors, but the Junior Canadiens showing why they win hockey games. They were scoring in all different bunches, and Callum Mason, he picks up the pass that Kabari was trying to receive or pass. I don't even remember. It happened so fast. Mason, he picked it up, fired it on net, opened up the scoring, and from there it was the Junior Canadiens in the driver's seat, picked up another one to boot. Callum Mason, a heck of a show he put on, and really he's proving that he deserves to be here and he deserves to be a big member of this Junior Canadiens team.
I mean, you said it as well as anyone could have there, Sammy. We kind of knew, well, I shouldn't say we knew, but everyone more or less thought that Canadiens were bound for the finals. First in the standings this year, first in goal differential, and it just seemed like fate had circled them as they move on to the finals. They will be facing the winner of the Vaughan Kings versus Marlborough series. Like I said before, that one's coming down to the wire. We will be bringing you Game 5 of that series shortly. But for now, that is all from us. Once again, my name is Simon Hendricks. That's Sammy Brzozowski right there to my right. Your left, I guess? Yeah, something like that.
I've never been good at directions.
Yeah, he's got to put the hands up every time he drives. Just kidding, he doesn't drive. Anyway, that will be all from us. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
On a breakaway, scores!
Big hit up the blue line.
And he got waffleboarded. What a save!
He shoots, he scores.
Drives in, score!
This is the 6 Hockey.